Hey everybody, this is Denise Reed and Just a Point of View, my podcast. I have been fiercely chasing happiness and sharing those adventures through my podcast, and hopefully I've inspired you to explore what actually makes you happy. And maybe you can share it with someone that you care about. I hope that your time spent on this short 15-minute coffee break here on whatever platform that you're watching my podcast or listening to it will bring you an ounce of joy in this few minutes that we have together here on your preferred platform as we explore just a point of view about happiness and let's see if I can get it right. Yay, the first time. I have been exploring the 52 List for Happiness by Moorea Seal and sharing my 52 lists in hopes that it will inspire you to create your own lists of happiness and bring you some joy in this crazy world that we are existing in as I share my lists. We have made it to list 17 in the journal of the 52 lists of happiness, and I can't wait to get to the end of this journal, just knowing that I have shared so much of my life experience with my viewers and listeners, and hopefully have inspired you to explore happiness and the impact of it. And it does make a difference in your life. Your attitude will totally shift your whole world. And I have definitely been recognizing that experience and honoring that in my own existence in the world. And I hope that it has changed something in your life too, as you've really sat down and thought for a few minutes and hopefully journaled on your own about what is bringing you joy and what is creating happiness in your existence in this world, because your attitude is definitely catching for those around you. And I want to encourage you to create your world of happiness. I had the chance here at the Concierge Office Suites to sit down with one of my clients and explore mindset, because his comment to me was, I want to lead from the front by example of how you should go after whatever it is that you want to pursue in life. And I thought, wow, if all leaders took that mindset in their existence, what a different place we could all exist in, and hopefully a better place. I don't mind leading from the front, but my preference is to wrap my arm around you and be beside you as we experience this world together, and whatever that is. And hopefully, because we've moved forward together and that we've shared the burden side by side, that the burden has not been that heavy. And that's how I've tried to live my life. And I hope that my friends and family have experienced that. And I can't say that I've always been perfect or that has always been the experience, but that has definitely been my goal. So here we go into list 17. And it is, what movies, books, and TV shows make you feel happy? And I know in this media crazed world, as you are on social media and watching or listening to this podcast or watching the video cast, you are exploring movies. You may not read books, but you might listen to books on Audible. That's my preferred methodology. I used to love to read, but now I just don't. At the end of the day, after working here at the concierge office suites and all the thousands of words that I have to read all day long, are not tempted to read, but I'm willing to listen to an audiobook in my hour-long commute back and forth to the office. And I can say that I haven't been watching that much TV just because of all the video consumption that is available to me. And I've really been looking at self-improvement and the fact that I want to definitely be on an upward trajectory and build on where I was before and how things were before, and not keep looking over my shoulder, but be grateful for where I intend to be, especially in the next 12 months. And hopefully every broadcast gets a little better and that you're experiencing that improvement as you watch and participate in this podcast videocast. So I know that I'm not the only one, and I also know that there are some people that are consuming a whole bunch of television out there, or maybe watching YouTube or Facebook or Instagram reels or videos in those platforms, and that's your new entertainment and zone out. Nothing wrong with switching how you consume your, I guess, intended information. And I also recognize that if you are caught up in the yang of this person's worse than that person, and I'm this or you're that, or get into the finger pointing about how this person has made that worse and isn't this terrible and all of that, I just refuse to get caught up in that. And please don't invite me there, because I don't want to participate. I want to look at bringing joy to people, bringing happiness to people, creating acts of service, especially here at the Concierge Office Suites, because our whole business model is built on service to our clients. We're not just a box with a door, and we are building some momentum to serve our clients more thoroughly going into the future, just by offering the opportunity to make your day better or look for better resources in, I guess, what you're trying to accomplish in the day. And the more that our clients tell us about what they're trying to do, the more we can share about ways that it can be done better, or connect them to other people that might help lift their business up or grow their business. And that's what this experience is all about, is not having to be alone in the struggle of making your business work. And we've been doing it since 1995. In fact, in October, the Concierge Office Suites will be 29 years old. And I think that is a huge milestone. I know that as you turn 29, you wish you could stay there. But as you can see, I have long surpassed 29. And I have definitely earned all the gray hairs in my crown, and that's why the pursuit of happiness is so important to me. And I'll share a few highlights from my list of movies, books, and TV shows. And I would love to see in the comments what maybe your favorite television show, movie, or book would be, as I'm considering what my next episodes or series or season will be once I get through Moorea Seal's 52 lists of happiness and where I go from here. So here we go. I'll just bump along. I have quite a few things in this list just because it was so easy to rattle off many of my favorite books, movies, and TV shows. I will say that I have several movies on this list, but The Wizard of Oz is, and I guess because The Wizard of Oz is one of my top two movies, and it's interchangeable depending upon what day you ask me and how much I'm feeling like Dorothy following the yellow brick road, and how I wish that I had a fairy godmother that could wave her wand and take, or have the wizard take me home, so to speak, where I wouldn't have to drive for an hour. Anyway, that's one of my top two favorite books. Here's a surprise TV show. I have 4 grandchildren and now 2 great-grandchildren, and SpongeBob SquarePants is one of my favorite television shows. And Bluey is kind of growing on me, just saying. My great-grandson, who's 6, loves to watch Bluey because of all the mischief and imagination that that puppy family get into. I have 2 of my favorite Christmas shows. One is Frosty the Snowman, and the second is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And that kind of dates me if you go back and watch the classics. But I will say that those are my 2 favorite Christmas shows that come on. And I have a couple of books here on this list that I have either read the book or listened to it on Audible. And if there was a series of books, and I don't think I have that one here. I just thought of one book that I realized that is not on this list, but it might surprise you. So I'll share a couple of my favorite books. I have read The Game of Life by Florence Scovel Shinn. And I have been so impressed by her perception of how things come about in someone's life and how you bring things and activities and materialize your goals and what that looks like. And I think that's why I admire Florence Scovel Shinn. And I would like to encourage you to read her collected works as well. You might be surprised by your own walk of faith as you pursue your goals. I also am a big fan of Jack Canfield, the author and creator and trainer for Chicken Soup for the Soul. He wrote The Success Principles, and I highly agree that he has definitely got the path ironed out. If you want to look at success principles in your own life, if you have a young adult in your family or you're a college student, you definitely want to check out The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Totally, I guess, shift where you might end up just because of where he's helped you explore success principles in your own life. And for kicks and grins, I will say that Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey Oh my gosh. I thought he was a great comedic, romantic actor and not bad to look at, just saying. But his book, Green Lights, I could not put it down. It was a great read, and I was definitely going, oh my gosh, Matthew, I can't believe that I guess an attorney would turn actor in Hollywood. So Green Lights helped shed a little light on that. If you want a great read, he's highly entertaining. And I also had the very distinct pleasure of reading and listening through, like I've listened to this book several times in Audible. It's A More Beautiful Question. And I have realized that you won't get really good, effective answers unless you're asking good and effective questions. And Warren Berger has really explored this concept and given some great examples in A More Beautiful Question. Highly recommend you read this book if you own a business or are thinking about it, where you can really dig into the methodology of asking a question and explore how some of the people that Warren highlighted in his book have used questioning to improve whatever projects that they were working on. So I'm going to highly recommend A More Beautiful Question. If you're a creative, oh my gosh, you have got to read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Oh my gosh, she is such a fabulous, fabulous author. She is the author of Eat, Pray, Love. So if you go, oh, I know that author, but I don't know why I know her name. If you're a woman, I'm sure you have either watched the movie or read the book, Eat, Pray, Love. But if you're a creative and considering using your creative skills in business, Big Magic is a great way to give you that kick in the pants to explore your own creativity. I have a little saying with my grandchildren, and it is, if you never tried ice cream, you wouldn't know that it was good. So all I ask is that you try one bite of whatever it is that's put in front of you before you tell me, no, I don't like it. And as a result of that, I am a huge fan of Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. Just saying. It's a book that every picky eater should be forced to listen to or read themselves. Just saying. And The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg will definitely help you explore how a habit is created and how you can actually shift your own habits. It's not easy, but it can be done. And there are several more books or movies that I have on my list. I hope that you'll create your own list if you haven't bought the journal, The 52 Lists of Happiness, because exploring that will definitely change your life. I think one of the surprising effects of what you watch and read is how it shifts how you think. And my focus on happiness and chasing it fiercely and holding on as tight as I can when I find those things that bring happiness and joy in my life is when I have faced struggles. It doesn't take quite as long for me to get through, I guess, the shift of being in a mood, because I go, I don't have to stay in this unhappy roller coaster. I don't have to stay in this experience of ruminating over and over again about things that have upset me or haven't gone right. And I have realized, as my mother has said numerous times in my life, that this too shall pass. And you have to shift your mind to think about what's the opposite of this negative experience? What's the opposite of this painful hurt? How can I find opportunity in the struggle that I'm dealing with? And going back to Charles Duhigg and the power of habit, I have caught myself in the habit loop, and I've gone, ooh, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. And I had the chance to share with a sergeant in the Marines this week my philosophy in life and how I keep it at my fingertips. If you stretch your hand out from the palm of your hand out into the netherworlds of the universe, you have no control. You have influence, but you have no absolute control over what happens from your palm back. But as many people in the Orient, or at least as an Oriental philosophy, if you lose your cool, it's on you, and it's under your control to remain in control of how you react to someone's crazy or someone's hurtful comment. So everything from your palm forward to your heart and to your head, how you think about things, you have absolute control. You can shift it on a dime and sometimes on a penny. And I hope that you recognize that once you really start thinking about the habit loop in your own life and how you want to change that. So I hope that you wake up to happiness with something from your list 17 that includes movies, books, and TV shows. And I thought it was fun that Moorea Seal, in her recommendations to take action for list 17, she said, tomorrow morning, wake up a half hour earlier than normal and read something from your favorite book or watch part of your favorite movie or TV show. It's so much more fun to wake up and indulge and binge on what you love than waking up to just do a task. So I hope that as you explore your list 17 and start jotting down your favorite movies, books, and TV shows, that you'll recognize a pattern. And if you're not exploring and chasing happiness fiercely, that you change that. And I'm Denise Reed with Just a Point of View, and I hope your view is a happiness oriented one. Have a great day. Talk to you later.